Good afternoon, Divine Masculine, and everyone who is watching there. Actually, I'm calling this channel Divine Masculine because this channel has been named after Divine Masculine channel because it is the work that we are doing from the perspective of the masculine problems. Basically, it could apply to individual also. It's not gender specific, never so, but basically the name has its concept is making it very clear before you that the masculine group is the target at the moment, who seems to be requiring a lot of empowerment at the moment, who has to shoulder lots of responsibilities, and they need to hone their spiritual capabilities as much as possible, as soon as possible, because they normally masculines remain very overburdened with the duties and the financial support obligations, supporting those obligations towards their um, homely duties and everything. But they need to understand that it is very important to um, sharpen their this spiritual capacity, which without which it is absolutely not possible to retain anything that they establish, anything that they accomplish for their prosperity. Now, having said that, let us come to the topic of today. The topic which I have to discuss with you today is the soulmate that we were continuing to discuss. A little part of the soulmates discussion will be extended here upon the fact that soulmates uh, meet or get married. I'm sorry, get married, or kind of physical relationship of soulmate connection need not be necessarily conducted. It's not essential that the soulmates have to have some kind of physical relationship and some kind of affinity towards each other, some kind of which is very corporeal, which is absolutely against the social norms and protocols. Such is not the issue. Here the main discussion about soulmates connection is about the divine purpose, the divine feminine and the divine masculine that we talk about all the time. The word divine here, the divine means nothing. It refers to the quality, the divine quality, or the positive qualities of the two energies. Okay, now these qualities have no hands and legs. You need not they need not walk around and hug each other and hold each other's hands and have some kind of snacks. These are not at all required. Qualities, wherever people are, they can always get inspired and learn from each other, keeping in mind that okay, this person's actions are like this, I would like to try this, or that person has done this kind of work. You keep a role model before you. Such is your divine connection also. Like, divine connection is an inspirational embodiment of inspiration. Inspiration is all the time, it follows you up in a very positive guideline, positive light. It is all the time, keeping a track of you. It's a divine device, the divine through these two counterparts, the counterpart energies of two colors, of two intensities. The divine has devised this kind of a mechanism through which it fulfills the positive and the negative energy. They unite together to fulfill the outcome of some kind of neutrality. This neutrality is very important in today's when you come down to the corporeal existence, the physical earthly existence. Here it is very important to have that reduced, that ultimate reduced form, specific form of neutral, I would say the neutral capacity of looking at things, of the point of view that requires to be very neutral. If you have any kind of bias, that means the imbalance. Bias is normally created by the imbalance of the two energies within a human being, and if there is a bias in a human being, that means there is some kind of imbalance within that person, and such an imbalance would bring, I'm not saying sick, the word sick is very raw to be sounded here, but I would say that it is definitely going to affect adversely the people around that kind of a person, or the society at large, where they walk into, for example, office setup. It could be the family setup, it could be any other kind of community setup where they are stepping in. Their kind of vibration, which is very unstable, is definitely going to radiate instability towards the people around. That is going to be harmful. So here we see that we are uniting with divine masculine. Keep in mind that you are going to unite with your divine feminine, not physically, because physically it is rejected at the moment. Physically I can see this divine masculine whom I'm seeing, he has there's no connection physically, but that doesn't mean that there is no divine connection, and that doesn't at all formulate the fact that it's not going to be complete. In fact, distance will make it more concrete. Distance is the one and only channel through which a spiritual communication travels best. Spiritual communication can be set up without hazards, because on the spiritual level, the disturbances, the frictions of the darker elements of the earthly bodies are very less active. They are active, spirits are around, but the earthly damage that can be caused by physical meeting, by physical interactions, which makes things very obvious. It becomes very conspicuous, whereas in a spiritual realm, I would say the distance brings about a very important oblivion, which is kind of a, you can say it's a very safe fort where the two souls can complete their classes. They can complete they can achieve their aims through this exchange of divine knowledge. The knowledge is always provided by the divine. It is a device, as I told you, a device which has been mechanized by the divine himself, and he is the provider of both kinds of energy, both kinds of light, and then it is with his cycle, mechanical help, and the cycle of the transfer of energy, and then again regaining it, again transferring it. This is the unity, this is the union that goes on and on between the two. And there is an understanding forms gradually, and they come to terms with this spiritual life of theirs, and which is absolutely far away. It's far away from the eyes of eyes of hawks, I would say, the eye of any kind of demolition, any kind of peril, any kind of damage. Nothing can view this, because the people who are actually people who target these purest form of exchanges, these people normally live in darkness, and they won't have so much of capacity to elevate themselves to that. They are relegated people. They cannot elevate themselves to that level, to those different I would say the different stratas of meditation, where absolutely pure universal light intervenes. Light infiltrates into your Brahma's chakra, your Sahasrar, and there it manipulates, that Brahma Buddhi, I would say, that is the universal knowledge and the universal wisdom starts operating, where you completely surrender your thoughts to the upper level. Such level, where the two divine beings, the masculine and his feminine, divine feminine, they are sitting at that level every day for meditation. Such relegated spirits of the darkness cannot rise to that level and have a look through that window where they survive. So it will be impossible for these people to to set up any kind of attacks or any obstructions to be further to obstructions to be brought about will not be possible for them, because the level is going to be absolutely unmatching and no harms. It's going to be far away from harm. So this is very important to keep in mind. With this, I would just make out another short video towards the continuation of this. I would say where I would discuss the different factors in very short of the different factors of your how you're going to operate your meditation, how you're going to control this power of meditation when divine masculine and divine feminine are in exchange of this energy communication. So how this is going to be controlled in the next video I'm posting. Please stay tuned, and wish you a very happy day, the rest of the day. And it's a pleasure for me to having been talking to you in this manner and reaching out to you, on behalf of our divine Father, who is giving me this opportunity to hold your hands and help you to understand his orders. Thank you and bye.